Hajime konnichiwa. My name is Cody McCabe, and I'm happy to join you from College of the Desert. And would you like me to begin the presentation? Great. All right, so I will share my screen now. And please let me know if there are any problems with viewing it. All right. Okay, so what you see here is College of the Desert. And again, my name is Cody McCabe, and I'm the Director of International Education at College of the Desert, or what we call COD. And so what you see here is our main campus in Palm Desert, California. All right, so maybe you've heard of Palm Springs, Palm Desert. They're very similar, they're very close to each other. And we are one of the 50 most beautiful college campuses in the entire United States. So you can see that from all the mountains around us, all of the palm trees, the sunny weather. Our location is a huge resort destination. It's a wonderful place where you can enjoy, of course, a lifestyle, but also have a great educational experience. And so I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute, but I want to introduce you first to what we are as an institution. So College of the Desert is a community college, as Miki-san had told you. And so community colleges are a very popular way for students to begin their higher education career in the United States. So almost half of students in the United States who earn a bachelor's degree first start at a community college like College of the Desert. College of the Desert happens to be a model community college. So we are that because we're considered one of the top 1% because of the type of awards we've received for student success. And that's in many different aspects, but it has to do with the students who finish their degrees, how quickly they finish their degrees, and then of course, the types of careers or transfer success that they have after they finish the college. We also have a tremendous amount of investment in our resources, in our student programming, and the types of facilities that we offer students. But almost the most important thing for most international students, and there's almost 90,000 international students at community colleges in the United States, that's our university partnerships. So at College of the Desert, based on our location in California, we offer guaranteed transfer admission to University of California, California State, and many private universities inside and outside of California, all throughout the United States. And so just a little bit to tell you about community colleges in the United States. What's popular about them for international students in particular, of course, is the cost, much lower, and I'll show you that in a minute. But the education system in the United States allows you to do year 1 and year 2 anywhere you would like. So whether you're at Stanford, whether you're at Harvard, whether you're at College of the Desert, you're doing your general education courses, you're doing your foundation courses for any degree, whether you want to be an engineering student, an art student, architecture, everybody does the same first-year courses: math, science, history, art, English, humanities, all of those courses. We offer those at year 1 and year 2. And then we offer you a direct pathway, a guaranteed pathway to some of the best universities in the United States. And what's great is what you see here is universities in California, for example, like University of Santa Barbara, UC Santa Barbara, top 100 university in the United States, offers our students guaranteed transfer admission with a 3.2 GPA. They're not looking at TOEFL scores, IELTS, SAT, high school. What they're looking at is how you do at the community college you attend. And at California, community colleges like College of the Desert will offer you all of the courses you need to get to the university that you want to go to. So it's a great way to figure out what you want to study, figure out where you want to get your bachelor's degree, and in many cases, go to a more top-ranked or perhaps better known university, but more importantly, a better fit university for what you want to do for your career. And I'll just go back to this slide briefly. One thing you can do when you finish at a community college, for example, like College of the Desert, when you are in the United States on an F1 student visa, when you finish a degree, you can work for 1 year in the United States in a job directly related to your major. So for example, hospitality management, right? I'll tell you a little bit about in a minute the hospitality industry of our area. So when you finish in a hospitality management career or architecture or say accounting, you can work for 1 year when you get your bachelor's degree, but if you start at community college, you can work for 1 year before you go to the university to get your bachelor's degree. So you get OPT, or that option to work for 1 year in the United States, and internships and practicums or full jobs as part of your professional development. So community colleges offer you that really great opportunity to know what you want to do, figure out exactly where you want to do it, and then get really strong in terms of your English ability, in terms of your foundation courses, and all of those general education courses that all students have to complete in the United States. So this is one example here, as I was just showing you, where when you're accepted to College of the Desert, one of the University of California campuses will also accept you on a transfer admission guarantee. So you get confidence knowing that starting at a school like College of the Desert, you can go anywhere and go to much higher places than maybe you could if you were applying to universities directly from high school in Japan. All right, so let's talk a little bit more specifically about College of the Desert. Okay, so as an international student with us, we've got 16,000 students, we've got about 200 international students, but we're a small campus because only about 50% of our students are full-time. That means that you've got a lot more access to professors than you would say at a big university in the United States. So for example, let me give you a course like history, right? Or English 101. Maybe at UCLA or UC Berkeley, that would have 200 students. At a school like College of the Desert might have maybe 30 or 40 students. So you get the opportunity to get a much closer connection to your faculty, to your professors, and you get a much better shot at being more immersed in the type of coursework that they're providing. All right. And then we also offer you very flexible academic programming. You don't need to know what you want to study at a school like College of the Desert before you come. You can come, take a few classes, maybe all your general education classes I told you about, see what you like, see what you don't like, see what you're good at, see what you're not good at, and then make a decision about what it is that you want to study. And what's really important at College of the Desert is that we are making sure when you do decide exactly what you want to study, that we are making sure you have a career pathway. And by that, we mean internships, work experience, professors that have a direct link to the industries that you are interested in becoming a professional in. So when you finish with us, the most important thing, the most important success measure is that you are getting the job or you're transferring into the university that you want to go to. All right. And what we have at College of the Desert, which is really cool, is called priority course registration for international students. That means we know because of your visa status, you have to take 12 units, you have to, finish as quickly as possible, and you don't have a lot of time. So we make sure you get the classes you want, when you want them, and the ones you need before most of the other students at the school. Okay. So that's a little bit about our introduction, but this is who we are as a community college, right? Community colleges are all about our location, and our location is incredible. We are in Southern California. As you can see on the map here, we're about 2 hours from Los Angeles, about 2 hours from San Diego. And what's great is we have an international airport. So for example, when I go to Japan, and before the pandemic, was there frequently, and I would fly from Palm Springs, 20 minutes from College of the Desert, to San Francisco, and then anywhere in Japan, Osaka, Nagoya, Tokyo. So it's very easy to get to College of the Desert, and then very easy to see the rest of the United States, the rest of North America, because we have direct flights to New York, to Seattle, to Chicago, to Texas, to Miami. So we're really lucky to have that because we are one of the top tourism destinations in the United States. So we have a unique name, right? College of the Desert. But we consider ourselves College of the Desert, or Desert Redefined, because we have a very, very wonderful oasis-like environment. Yes, it's hot in the summer, but when you think about it, when you're at college or university, you're there from August until May. The best time of the year to be here is August until May. When you're thinking about a school in New York or Minnesota or Seattle, that's the worst time to be there, right? That's when all of those people come to a place like College of the Desert, because we get 16 million visitors a year who are here for the sports, right? Professional tennis, professional golf. They're here for the entertainment. We have the International Film Festival in Palm Springs. Maybe you've heard about the Coachella Music Festival. And then we're surrounded by resorts. We have 350 days of sunshine each year, and you have all year access to all of these places because College of the Desert is located right in the center of what's called the Coachella Valley. And this is a sample of what you see, the Coachella Music Festival, about 20 minutes from campus, very popular with our students. So what's great is you get a lot of economic advantages of starting at a community college, and I'll tell you a little bit more about our price in a minute. But you also get a great lifestyle that everybody around the world wants to be a part of, but you also have a really relaxed environment as well. So here are some of our most popular programs. You can choose from over 100 different academic programs at College of the Desert. The most popular, I would say, with international students would be business. It would be some of the sciences like biology, chemistry, engineering is very popular. Film is very popular. Architecture is very popular. And I would say one of the most other popular ones would be hospitality management based on our location. Those are the industries that are most prominent in our community. So those are the places where you get great internship opportunities. All right. But you don't have to choose among these different options before you come. Again, you can choose that after you come and take a few classes in these different areas and then make a decision about what's best for you. We also have a lot of great opportunities if you're just beginning to learn English. So for example, the Intensive English Academy. If you have not taken TOEFL, if you've not taken the IELTS, if you've not taken Duolingo, that doesn't matter. You can take the Intensive English Academy. You can learn English 5 days a week, 5 subjects a day. It's a really intense program. But at the end, when you're finished, no TOEFL, no IELTS, no Duolingo, that doesn't matter. You can begin an academic program in 8 weeks to 40 weeks. It just depends on what level you start at, okay? But if also you have a 40 on the TOEFL or a 4.5 on the IELTS or a 70 in Duolingo, you can begin academic programs at College of the Desert. And while you're doing that, it's your choice. If you'd like, you can begin ESL classes as well. So many of our international students, for example, will take maybe 2 English as a second language classes and maybe 2 academic classes. And that's for their first semester. All right. But after their first semester, they feel confident. They've been able to practice their English. They've been learning English in an academic environment, and they're still making progress towards their academic degrees. So the good thing is you have that choice, and that's a California community college option. So you choose the English level that you want to start at. Okay. The college does not choose that for you. You choose that for yourself. And you choose that based on support from our counselors. And we have at College of the Desert international counselors directly focused on only international students to help them make these decisions, not just about English, but about math and the other classes that they want to take. Okay. So when you go to a school like College of the Desert, because we're a community college, you're not going to be in a dormitory. Most community colleges in the United States don't have dormitories. But what we do offer is a homestay program. And in a place like College of the Desert, we have a very welcoming, friendly, casual, classically California community in that one way, where the families that invite you into their homes, in the most cases, they are inviting you in because they want you to be a part of their family. Okay. And what that means is you get a private room. And if you want, they'll make meals for you. Or if you want, you can make your own meals and spend much less money. But by starting with a host family like this, it improves your English ability. because immediately you've got a group of people that are there to support you in the language that you'll be learning your subjects in at the college. And they're going to be there to teach you about the local community and about the culture and make sure that you are ready to be a part of it. But if you want, at any point, you could become an independent, person and live in an apartment. You could live with other students at the college. Apartment options are available all around the campus. So homestay is what we recommend. That's what most of our students from Japan do choose. But if you want to live in an independent situation like an apartment, that's an option as well. So one of the advantages of the many I've spoken about, and I'll give a little bit more information here, is about the admission process. So at community colleges, especially at College of the Desert, it's very flexible and it's a very simple process. So we are considered democracy's colleges. That means we're open to everybody. And for international students, all that means is don't worry about TOEFL. Unless you've got less than a 40, then you can begin at our intensive English program. Don't worry about ACT or SAT. That's not required. Application essays, that's not required. And we have rolling admission. That means when you work with Study Abroad Association, whenever they know you can get a visa, we'll accept you. And that's really what it comes down to. So unlike University of California, California State, or other places that require you to apply many months or even a year in advance, that's not required for College of the Desert or other community colleges. Okay, so it's a very simple process. And as I showed you before, one of the really important things you need to know about College of the Desert or other community colleges is even if in high school you weren't the best student, in the United States, especially College of the Desert in California, that doesn't matter, because the universities that you want to get your bachelor's degree from are not looking at how you performed in high school. They're not looking at your TOEFL score. They're not looking at SAT or ACT. What they're looking at is how you do at schools like College of the Desert, because they see the courses that we offer as directly equivalent to the courses that they offer at their universities in year 1 and year 2. That's why our admission process is simple, because we have the confidence that we can provide the type of educational experience, the type of support, the type of tutoring, the type of English language training that you need to get exactly where you want to be for your bachelor's degree. Okay, so when you look at our admission requirements, you got to think about it in that 2+2 way, which is what community colleges are famous for. 2 years at a community college, 2 years at the university, then you get your 4-year degree, which is exactly what I did. 2 years at a California community college, 2 years at Cal State Long Beach, and I got my bachelor's degree. And I felt so much more confident, so much more secure, because in high school, I wasn't the best student. I didn't have a great SAT score. I didn't have a great GPA. But after 2 years at community college, I felt really confident and was able to get into a much better university than I could get into if I just started directly from high school into the university system. And that's one of the really great things about community colleges in the United States. The other great thing is this: it's our value, the cost, right? If you want to go to UCLA, do you know what that costs? It is about $60,000, maybe $70,000 total when you think about tuition, housing, books, meals, insurance, all of that stuff. What many international students, the 90,000 international students at community colleges in the United States are so focused on, and for a good reason, is the value. You can do the first 2 years of your bachelor's degree for a fraction of the cost. And compared to other community colleges in California, College of the Desert is one of the best values. In 2022, we are still $20,000 about for everything, right? From tuition, housing, books, meals, all of the expenses that it would cost you for 1 year in the United States studying at College of the Desert is still $20,000. So you get great professors, you get small classes, incredible resources, wonderful location, and there's really no sacrifice for that low cost. And as I mentioned, you get a great pathway into top universities. We also offer scholarships. All right, our scholarships, you know, they're between $500 to $1,000, maybe $1,500. You can't count on them. We would love to offer them to you as a guarantee, but we can't. But there are very many that you can be eligible for. And they're not just because you have great grades. Many of our scholarships are based on what you do in our campus community. So we call it the Campus Community Engagement Scholarship, where we don't even look at your grades. We're looking at, are you participating in clubs? Are you taking leadership positions? What are you doing to be a part of our community? And that is one of the things that we do to reward you as an international student. And we also have one of the most generous community college foundations in the United States, where you can apply for almost any one of the scholarships any other College of the Desert students can apply for. As an international student, you're eligible for those as well. So that's where we get it, really one of the best, like I would say, opportunities of a community college, especially College of the Desert in California, is our value. But also what's really important is that if you come to College of the Desert, I can promise you and I guarantee you are not going to sacrifice college life. Okay, so like even though we don't have dormitories, what we do have is a very dedicated staff and a very dedicated group of student leaders, local students and international students who want to make sure that from the first day you arrive at College of the Desert, you are connecting to local students. You get the opportunity to practice your English. Many students at College of the Desert, even if they're not international students, are not English language speakers, all right? Or they're not, that's not their native language. So we are a campus that is designed to help students from other countries feel comfortable, feel confident, and practice their English in supportive environments. So you have many opportunities to join clubs. They could be social clubs, cultural clubs, academic clubs, athletic clubs. And what's really great is even during the pandemic, even though we're open again and you can come and take all your classes in person, we found a way to find all these opportunities for our students to engage online. So these are just a couple of photos I wanted to share with you of over the last year and a half, our international students and our local students who were teaching lessons, producing videos, teaching us how to cook, teaching us how to speak. We've had a really good time online, and that's just continuing now that we're back in person again. But anytime that we're online, this is what you can expect of us as well. But because of our location, we do recognize the importance of helping you get to see the rest of California. So one of the most important things we can do for you as a community college is help you connect to different universities in our region. You need to be able to see UCLA, University of Southern California, University of San Diego. So we take you there. You don't have to pay anything for that. And when you go there, you get to meet people in person. You get to meet faculty, staff, and students. So that you make sure when you're ready to transfer to a university, you're choosing not just the highest ranked university, not just the university that has the best program for your major, but where you have a good fit. Okay. And that's one of the best things about a community college when you're coming from another country like Japan. There's 4,000 choices you have here. But when you started a community college, it gives you 2 more years to decide the best possible choice for you. And you get to do that through College of the Desert by visiting these different places in person. And many universities throughout our region will come to meet you at College of the Desert. But of course, we have fun. We're going to take you to see Los Angeles. We're going to take you to see San Diego, and all throughout our region. We have either free or low cost or discounted tickets to experience and enjoy all the things that Southern California is famous for. Athletics, of course, is a big part of what we offer students. If you play any of these sports, you can try out and you can play for our competitive teams. And what many students realize is when you start to play at a college like College of the Desert, you get the visibility, you get the opportunity for universities to see you and to see your talent. And we have so many international students. Japanese baseball players, Japanese golfers, Japanese tennis players, who will then move on to university with a scholarship that they would have never received if they didn't get the opportunity to first compete and play at College of the Desert. But even if you don't want to compete, we have so many courses that are fun where you get to, at the same time you're taking academic classes, you can take a class on yoga. You can take a class on running. You can take a class on self-defense, on fitness. So it's a very well-rounded experience. We really celebrate athletics and sports at the college, and we want to make sure that students all feel welcome. If you ever had a hobby or anything that you enjoyed as a part of your high school experience, we want to make sure you can connect to that with us as well at College of the Desert. All right, so that's our brief introduction. This is our main building here. This is where all of our tutoring happens. So we have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week online tutoring, and then 12 hours a day you can go into this building, whether it's math, science, or English, and get help with all of your subjects. So thank you very much for listening to a little bit about College of the Desert.
Thank you, Cody. はい、皆さんどうだったでしょうか。コーディさんの熱いカレッジオブザデザートのお話、少し聞けたでしょうか。まずちょっと簡単にですね、コミュニティカレッジというものについてここでちょっと触れておこうかなと思うんですけれども、カリフォルニアの中にはですね、カリフォルニア大学と呼ばれているユニバーシティ・オブ・カリフォルニアが10校、UCLA や UC バークレーなどを含めて10校、でカリフォルニア州立大学、カリフォルニアステートユニバーシティというものですね、が23校、州立だけでもかなりの数、カリフォルニアの中にはあるんですね。で、先ほどコーディさんもプレゼンテーションの中で UCLA などに行った場合っていうお話をしてくれたんですけれども、カリフォルニア大学などの大学に関して言うと、授業料、滞在費、食費、教材費、いろんなその他もろもろを入れても7万ドル以上、今で言うともう本当に800万近くになるんじゃないかなっていうぐらいの、金額が年間費としてかかってくるんですね。で、それらを1年目から言っていたらかなり大変なことになってくるっていうところもあって、多くのコミュニティカレッジ、カリフォルニアの中だけでも100校近くコミュニティカレッジがあるんですけれども、コミュニティカレッジから入っていって2年間頑張ってやった上でその後4年生大学に編入をしていきましょうということで、カレッジ側と大学側と結構強いつながりを持って、編入というサポートを、やってくれているんですね。なので、多くのインターナショナルの学生さんが、コミュニティカレッジからスタートをして編入という形で、トップ校を狙っていくという方法で費用を抑えて、いい大学に入っていきたいというところで、コミュニティカレッジを選ばれているという学生さんも多くいるんですね。で、その中でも、カリフォルニアの中でいろんなコミュニティカレッジあるんですけれども、当協会もいろんなコミュニティカレッジ提携をしているんですけれども、このコーディさんのところのカレッジオブザデザートっていうのは、皆さんが想像する海のようなビーチのような感じの、カレッジではないんですけれども、いわゆる本当にでもリゾート地のエリアにあって、少し内陸にはなるんですけれども、その分物価が安めになってくるっていうところがすごくいいポイントだったりするんですね。で、皆さんがよく聞いてらっしゃるようなサンタモニカカレッジとか、オレンジコーストカレッジとか、確かに、ビーチに近くて、キラキラした感じのカレッジっていうのもあるとは思うんですけれども、そういう学校っていうのは、だいたい年間費として28,000ドル以上、約3万ドル以上というふうに言われています。で、先ほどコーディさんがおっしゃっていた、カレッジオブザデザートの費用っていうのは約2万ドルというところで、だいぶ1万ドルぐらいの差がおそらく出てくるのかなっていうことを考えると、同じコミュニティカレッジだけれども、費用をさらに抑えていきたいっていう学生さんには、とてもいいカレッジかなと思います。そして、 もう本当に売りというのは、学校のいろんなエリアとかもそうなんですけれども、まずこのコーディさんがいるということが一番、素晴らしいことかなと思います。すごく親切で、サポートもしっかりしてくれて、皆さんの面倒というのをしっかり見てくれているというところが、大きなポイントではないかなと思いますので、ぜひね、カレッジオブザデザート、もしコミュニティカレッジと検討されているということであれば、チェックしてみていただくのはいいんではないかなと思います。